When it comes to deadlifts, there's multiple ways that you can perform them. You can do a conventional deadlift, sumo deadlift, and an RDL. An RDL is Romanian deadlift. So we're going to go over the difference between an RDL and a conventional deadlift because those are the two that are most similar, but they provide different goals and different outcomes. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the personal trainer and running coach at Kathletics. Here at Kathletics, we're all about meeting you where you are in your fitness so you can approach hybrid training in a sustainable way. The first thing we're going to go through is the deadlift, so conventional deadlift. The main thing here is that conventional deadlift, you are going to keep your feet right underneath your hips as you perform this, whereas in a sumo, that's going to be a much wider stance with toes angled out. To set up for the conventional deadlift, you're going to set your feet right underneath your hips. So toes are facing forward. We have all 3 points of your feet in contact with the ground. So thinking heel, under your little toe, and under your big toe. All 3 points on both feet are in contact with the ground. We're going to hinge down to come down to the bar, grabbing at the bar just outside of the knees or just outside of the hips. And then you're going to pack your lats down so your knees are in line with your forearms. We're going to press the floor away to go ahead and stand. This exercise is going to be more of a full body exercise compared to the RDL. So the conventional deadlift is going to primarily involve your glutes, your hamstrings. We're going to be stabilizing with your core as well as your lats. And your quads are going to be working a little bit too. This is not a quad dominant exercise by any means, but they are still involved in this exercise. When you are setting up for the RDL, you're going to have a similar setup with your foot position, but in order to do the RDL, we're going to start from a standing position. So if you're starting from the ground, we need to deadlift it up, so conventional deadlift up, and then we start the Romanian deadlift. Otherwise, you'll want to set up the barbell where it's at your grip height. So then when you can unrack the bar, you just step forward or step backward and then do your RDLs there. So if I were to be doing this from the ground up, I'm going to have my feet right underneath my hips. I'm going to deadlift this up, so conventional deadlift from the start. And then to get into position, I'm going to make sure that my shoulders are packed down. I'm going to keep my core nice and strong. And then I'm going to focus on sending my hips back, but keeping my knees right over my ankles. So sending the hips back, knees stay over the ankles, and then coming up through the hamstrings and glutes. So hamstrings are the main driver through this exercise. So other stabilizers are going to be your lats and your core, but your quads are not necessarily involved in this exercise. So to go over the main differences between the conventional deadlift and the RDL, the conventional deadlift, we're going to have more of a positive shin, so knees come slightly forward at the bottom of that movement, so we can use the full body to go ahead and stand, whereas in the RDL, you're going to have your knees staying right over your ankles and focusing on hinging the hips back to get that slight stretch through your hamstrings before you stand. The next main difference is going to be where you're feeling this exercise. So in the conventional deadlift, you're going to be involving your glutes, hamstrings, a little bit of quads, lats, and core, whereas in the RDL, you're going to be focusing on hamstrings and glutes, and then again, your lats and your core are going to be stabilizing. For both of these exercises, you will have some grip strength involved in what as well. If it starts to get too heavy in that overhand grip, you can always do a switch grip, whichever one feels more comfortable. You can also swap it between each set if you want to keep things a little bit more even. Why I would program one of these exercises over the other, there's a lot of different reasons, but if you are somebody who is training for general strength, or if you are looking to improve your power, the conventional deadlift is likely what I would have you use. If you're looking to improve your hypertrophy or general strength or endurance, I'd likely have you do the RDL. Now, both of these exercises I use within my client programs as well as in my own program. It just depends, again, on what type of phase or block that you are in and what the general goal is at this time. One exercise isn't better than the other, they just do different things. In general, you're likely going to be able to lift more weight with a conventional deadlift than an RDL, but you can have strength goals with both of those exercises. Both of these exercises are found regularly in my training programs as well as in my own training program, so if that's something you're looking for, click the link in the description below to learn more about our programs. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, be sure to like, subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next one.